Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Starry Night Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile for post-Lightning Overdrive. This is a fairly new Yu-Gi-Oh deck that was just recently released in the Ghosts from the Past booster set, a deck that focuses on summoning out a bunch of level 4 light fairy type monsters that can then easily summon out your main go-to boss monster, which is Starry Night, Starry Dragon. All these different monsters focus on summoning out level 7 light fairies, so there's even some new ones from the Lightning Overdrive booster set, which if you wanted to replace Starry Night, Starry Dragon with, can make excellent additions into the deck just for their overall power, or even just other dragon monsters that you can add additionally into the deck if you wish for more and more special summoning aside from just your Starry Night, Starry Dragon. But that comes down to player preference, so let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So for our main go-to boss monster, we're running 3 of the Starry Night, Starry Dragon. If this card is normal or special summon from the hand, you can target one card on the field, destroy it. It cannot be destroyed by battle with a dark monster or by a card effect. By one, and once per turn at the start of damage step, if this card attacks an opponent's monster, you can banish that opponent's monster until the end phase. Also, and then this card can make a second attack in a row. So this card is just, easy to get over a bunch of different cards that your opponent may have, but not only for the fact that every time you normal or special summon it, you destroy a card, which is what the good majority of these Starry Night cards are meant to do in the deck for your plays altogether. So having this card set up, ready to go, whether it be in your hand, graveyard, you name it, as long as you get it onto the field, you have a good way to destroy your opponent's resources, banish them, you name it, and then just basically be indestructible against dark attribute monsters. For the actual Starry Night monsters, I run 3 Starry Night Royale, one of the best ones in the deck. When this card is normal summon, you can add 1 Starry Night spell or trap from your deck to your hand, and you can banish this card from your graveyard to target 1 Starry Night monster in your graveyard, except for Starry Night Royale and special summon it. You can only use each effective Starry Night Royale once per turn. Now don't forget also, Starry Night, Starry Dragon is spelled night that begins with an N, while the Starry Nights are ones that begin with a K. So you have to remember that specification with what you can special summon with Royale, but the main setup is just to use your other Starry Night monsters and use them back onto the field, and this card can search out the good majority of the spell and traps we run for the Starry Night deck, being a good variety of different ones just to have easier setup for going into our boss monster, which is Starry Night, Starry Dragon. For the new monster, I'm running 3 copies of Starry Night CL. If this card is in your hand, you can return 1 Starry Night monster or 1 level 7 light dragon monster you control to the hand, except for CL to special summon this card. And if you control no monsters, you can banish this card from your graveyard to special summon 1 level 7 light dragon monster from your hand. You can only use each effect of CL once per turn. So not only can you just have your Starry Night, Starry Dragon on the field, and you can bounce it to special summon your CL, and then once it's cleared from the field, having that additional option in the graveyard to banish it can, 1, return the Starry Night, Starry Dragon to your hand for you to reuse for the destruction play when you special summon it, but then giving you the option to special summon it off of CL itself makes it a definite 3 of for that powerhouse reason in the deck, providing resources just to do the main point of the deck, which is to summon out your level 7 light dragon monster, Starry Night, Starry Dragon. For some of the lower numbers for the Starry Night monsters, I also run 2 Starry Night Flamel. This one focuses more on, battle phase tactics. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can send this card from your hand or face up on the field to the graveyard to special summon 1 level 7 light dragon monster from your hand. And a quick effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard to target 1 level 7 light dragon monster you control or in your graveyard, returning it to the hand. So not only can this return help to set up other Starry Nights for the special summon, it's more for the fact of the attack. Like I said, you can send this card from your hand or face up on the field to special summon the light dragon monster, which then when you summon out Starry Night, Starry Dragon, it'll destroy your opponent's card. If it's a dark attribute, it just won't even be able to be destroyed when battled by it anyway. So with it, you have to rely more on the attack plan of your opponent. That's why I'm only running 2 of it, more situational for that. And also for the rest of the Starry Night monsters, I run 2 Starry Night Estelle. Quick effect, you can target 1 light monster you control, tribute it, and if you do, special summon 1 level 7 light dragon monster from your hand, and you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 level 7 light dragon monster you control. It gains 1000 attack until the end of your opponent's turn. You can only use each effect of Estelle once per turn. So it's once again a power boost for Starry Night, Starry Dragon. It's already at 2500 attack, so putting it at 3500 just makes it more difficult to get over for your opponent's monsters. It's until the end of your opponent's turn also, so their turn can go by and just not have any success at getting over that card. But also with all the other different Starry Nights, just being able to set up that tribute with Estelle that much simpler, and makes it for the fact that with cards like Ties of the Brethren, it's just an easy way to get a bunch of different of the Starry Night monsters onto the field to use. For more of the generic fairy support, I also run the 2 Honest. This with the fact that All the cards we spoke of are light attribute, and just a good hand trap to drop to power up any of our monsters, even if our opponent manages to attack into our Starry Knight, Starry Dragon with a non-dark attribute monster. If we drop Honest, that power boost can at least keep it alive and destroy whatever monster our opponent may have tried to use that wasn't a dark attribute to get rid of Starry Knight, Starry Dragon. And then lastly, for the fairy type monsters, one Barrier Statue of the Heavens, Ties of the Brethren, can special summon a good number of the different fairy monsters, but being able to lock our opponent out of special summons except for light monsters makes this a good one of as just another target to use of one of the three monsters for Ties of the Brethren. And then lastly, for the monsters for the main deck, just hand trap of choice, and that is Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. I thought of other cards like Skullmeister and Effect Veiler, but decided to stick with this card. But if you have any of those cards also, they can be good options just for shutting down your opponent's graveyard or any of the monsters on their field also. And that is it for the monsters. When I move on to the spells, I run 3 Starry Knight Balefire. Add 1 Starry Knight monster or 1 level 7 Light Dragon monster from your deck to your hand. Then if you control no monsters and your opponent controls a dark monster, you can special summon 1 level 7 Light Dragon monster from your hand. You can only activate 1 Starry Knight Balefire per turn. So this is just search power, in 3 of it. And the fact that this card is able to be searched by Rael, since it just adds 1 Starry Knight spell or trap, you could summon Rael, search Balefire, then use Balefire to add an additional Starry Knight monster. So you can add CL to recycle, but I'll go over one of these additional plays at the end of the video also. I also run 3 Starry Knight Ceremony. It's a continuous spell. During your main phase, you can reveal 1 light fairy monster in your hand. If you do add 1 level 7 light dragon monster from your deck to your hand, then place the revealed monster on the bottom of the deck. If your opponent activates a card or effect, you can special summon 1 level 7 light dragon monster from your hand. You can activate 1 Starry Knight Ceremony effect per turn, only once that turn. So the setup, and then just basically waiting for your opponent's turn to special summon Starry Knight, Starry Dragon on the field, is the main play with this continuous spell. You also have the easy way to clear out your field, setting up for more plays like from the graveyard with CL to banish to special summon, so you don't have to wait a turn off of this card, but that's if you already have the setup ready to go also. And then lastly, just the 1 Starry Night Sky field spell. I only run the 1 because once again, this card is searchable off of Rael, so you really only need the 1 copy. It doesn't give you any additional searches like Balefire. This one just lets you, during your main phase, normal summon 1 Starry Night monster or 1 level 7 Light Dragon monster in addition to your normal summon, and you can only use this effect once per turn. And during your turn, if a face-up level 7 light monster you control returns to the hand, you can draw 1 card. So once you have this card set up on the field, that's really all you need. You don't need multiple copies to draw into. And like I said, this card is searchable, so that's really all you'll need to rely on for your plays. And for more special summoning, like I said, we're running a good majority of level 4 light fairy monsters. So 3 Ties of the Brethren is definitely staple. Just being able to have 1 of the fairy monsters on the field, then get 2 additional ones, including Honest and Barrier Statue of the Heaven. Make this a 3 of for the life point cost. Especially worth it early game if you go turn 1 and you get 3 monsters on the field. And in the same time, you're able to bounce back your Honest to your hand and shut down your opponent's special summons. And that is it for the spells. We'll now move on to the traps. I run 3 Starry Night Arrival. This continuous trap, during the main phase, you can activate 1 of these effects. You can target 1 level 7 Light Dragon monster you control and return it to the hand, or special summon 1 level 7 Light Dragon monster from your hand. You can only use each of the effects of Starry Night Arrival once per turn. So during the main phase, you activate 1 of these effects. You can use it during your opponent's turn. So on your turn, you can bounce the card back to your hand. On your opponent's turn, you can summon the dragon, or vice versa, depending on the setup you have going for. Just being able to then, mess with your opponent's plays, destroying their cards while also just protecting your dragon, because you can also bounce it if your opponent were to destroy it, since this card is a trap and you can respond it as such. And I also run 2 Starry Night Blast. When your opponent activates a card or effect, return 1 level 7 Light Dragon you control the hand to negate that effect, and if you do destroy that card, you can activate 1 Starry Night Blast per turn. But this card is searchable with Rael as well, so just being able to have kind of a effect negation card. It's not a counter trap, so remember that, but still good to stop a good number of cards your opponent may have while utilizing our level 7 dragon monster. For some more of the generic trap setup, I also run 2 Solemn Strike and 2 Solemn Judgment. Just more negation for the fact that we do run a pretty big trap lineup. So being able to set up our back row and then also protect things like our field spell and just additional back row with Solemn Judgment, but stop a good number of our opponent's summons or monster effects with Solemn Strike. I like 2 and 2 just because of the last spot in the deck, and that is 2 Summon Limit. You don't go into your extra deck much. You can rely mostly on all of your different Starry Night plays, and most of the time the summon will just be 1 of your Starry Night monsters, and then and the summon of our Starry Knight, Starry Dragon. That's 2 there, and that's all you need, but your opponent, depending on the deck they're playing, can definitely be limited to the summons they use. So 2 summon limit, just good for locking them out. If you don't want to run this card, you want to go more of a hands-on play style, you can always increase the number of Solemn Strike and Solemn Judgment that you're also running in the deck. But that is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra deck. I run 1 Stellar Knight Deltaros for having all the different level 4 monsters, just a good powerhouse destruction card. Your opponent can't activate anything in response to its summon as well, so it can get around the Solemn Brigade. For the negation, also 1 Bujinte Tsukuyomi, 1 Star Liege Paladynamo, 1 number 39 Utopia, 1 Utopia the Lightning, just for the bigger play with those cards, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Daigusto Emerald, 1 Baguska, and also 1 Tornado Dragon for all of the different Xyz monsters. Level 4 being the majority, since that's what we go into the most. For the Link monsters, I run 1 Hip Potion Engine for the Light Attribute boost, 1 Barricade Board Blocker for recycling the field spell or any of the continuous spells when we need them, 1 Cross Sheep, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Cerberus, and 1 Nightmare Unicorn for the rest of the deck. I didn't run any Link 4s, just for the fact that it's a lot more difficult to go into with all the little summoning we do with the deck already, being more of a control deck with the number of trap lineup and spells also. As for the go-to plays, if you just normal summon your Starry Knight Rael, not only will this give you a search for your Starry Knight Balefire, you can then activate your Starry Knight Balefire to add 1 Starry Knight monster or level 7 or lower dragon monster from your deck to your hand. So with that, then you can have the option to have the Starry Knight Dragon add to your hand for that play, and then if you have your CL in your hand ready to go as well, you can then bounce the Rael back to your hand to special summon the CL onto the field, and then if this card's in the graveyard, an easy banish to summon Starry Knight Dragon. But the big play with the summon of Rael in returning Rael to your hand and summoning out CL is that you can then normal summon Rael again and search out an additional spell, since with your CL all you have to do is basically return 1 Starry Knight monster or the level 7 to your hand to special summon this card out onto the field to use. With the Ties of the Brethren play being when you summon out your Rael, activating Ties of the Brethren can just give you 2 additional monsters on the field of the same attribute. You can go for an additional Starry Knight, or even one of the barrier statues, or your Honest, returning the Honest at the end, can lock out your opponent, and then just having more additional traps to set up can stop more of their plays from there. But like I said, being a control deck, so the big part of it is just playing with what you have for your resources to use. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I'm working on more and more decks from Lightning Overdrive, so definitely look forward to those as well in the upcoming future. And until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.